welcome to another episode of the Archives with Adam and Fab. This time we're going to mix it up a little bit and talk football. We just had the NFL draft just kick off a couple days ago, and we're going into the week after, seeing how all of our picks look. But I wanted to bring on a Raiders fan. I got Daniel, one of my buddies here, as you can see, RaiderDan. Daniel, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for bringing me on. This is pretty cool.
For sure. Yeah, it's pretty fun, bro. I mean, you see all the fun that we got going on with this.
And, I see all the stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, so now you're behind the scenes and getting to see how it kind of goes. But how you feeling about your draft picks?
Oh man, I like some of them, and then there's those I'm just like shaking my head at, Like I'm liking that Michael Mayer pickup, the tight end out of Notre Dame. I like that pickup a lot. I think he's going to be a starter. I mean, we did sign O.J. Howard and Austin Hooper in free agency, but Michael Mayer, he's a big dude. I feel like he's gonna be something special.
For sure. I mean, he's I would say he was probably the best tight end in the draft. I mean, he has a good piece, and he definitely should be able to contribute, to the team immediately in a lot of situations.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel like that was a good pickup. And then Tyree Wilson was a good pickup too. I was kind of hoping they'd go corner in the first round, but I'm not mad about that pick. That's a pretty good pickup. That'll help Max Crosby out a lot, get some pressure on the quarterback, and hopefully stop the runs and the deep balls coming up this season.
Yeah, I mean, with Tyree Smith, man, I got to kind of watch it all unfold on how it all went down. I mean, the first pick obviously was Bryce Young to Carolina, and then the second pick was C.J. Stroud to Houston. Yeah. And
a lot of people were surprised by that pick, but I saw that one coming. There was no way they could pass up on a quarterback.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But then that trade happened, man, and we were like, crap.
Oh yeah, they traded back to get the number 3 pick.
Yeah, so then Will Anderson went, and that's kind of who we wanted. And then, we wanted Tyree Smith, because we need to build in the trenches, and we haven't had any, pressure on the quarterbacks. So I seen that you guys got him, but it kind of threw me off just because, like, did you guys really truly need him? You know what I mean? Because you guys have, who is it? Chandler Jones and Max Crosby on the opposite ends, Yeah,
well, Chandler Jones hasn't really been getting it done. He wasn't what they were hoping for, and they brought him in free agency. So that's why they got Tyree Wilson in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has
restructured Chandler Jones's contract too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they restructured it, so that tells you kind of like how they're feeling about his performance over the last season. Because other than that play against New England where he like trucks Mac Jones after he picks that ball because they're trying to do a lateral to win again, and he runs it in for a touchdown. That's basically the highlight of his season last year with the Raiders.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I think, and that was at the end of the season.
Yeah, that was towards the end of the season. I think there was 3 or 4 games after that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is with Tyree Smith, I mean, he has a length and frame for the prototypical edge rusher. If he starts this year, which I'm sure he will, I mean, they'll have to find a way to put him in that system. You don't draft a first rounder 7th overall just to have him.
Just to have him on the bench, Tyree Wilson will come in for sure at some point.
Yeah,
and probably relieve like Chandler Jones.
Yeah, I mean, he should definitely get plenty of chances as the protection shifts to the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
I was surprised you guys went with Devin Witherspoon with Jalen Carter still there, because you guys needed some help there on that defensive line to stop the run, because you guys ranked 30th in the run last year.
Oh, dude, it was bad. It was bad, but they obviously know what they were doing, picking him up.
Devin Witherspoon's not a bad pickup. He's going to be a solid player for you guys for sure. But I was definitely thinking you were going to go somewhere to stuff up the run, especially when you got to face McCaffrey twice a year.
Yeah, well, Fabi was telling me that they were comparing Witherspoon to Troy Polamalu, and I was seeing the clips, man. I was like, yo, this guy's a hitter. And that's kind of
he's a hitter. Yeah, he is. I was kind of hoping the Raiders would pick him, but he wasn't there at number 7, obviously.
Yeah, it really threw us off because like I was talking to Sam and dude, it just was really, really weird. Like seeing all these picks go, and then
Yeah.
Jalen Carter obviously went to
Yeah, he
the
fell to
Eagles.
9 to the Eagles, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it all happens for a reason. We'll see how it
Yeah.
goes, but I'm
And then
a little
you know
shocked
why
by
he
that.
fell though? I
It's
guess
because of. Go ahead.
some legal issues surrounding a car accident that killed 2 people.
Yeah, yeah. Man, it's I mean, at least he gets a chance, I guess, in the
Oh
league.
yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, the coach and the player, that player just will never have a chance. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, we got Witherspoon ourselves. I'm pretty happy about that. We need our defense to be tough again, and I think he will play a big part. I'm just shocked because we have Kobe Bryant, who kind of had some little spurts of potential. So
Yeah.
hopefully they put him in somewhere, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely a solid pickup. And then you guys took that wide receiver out of Ohio State, and your 20th overall too.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy about that. I mean, Tyler Lockett's getting old, but
Yeah.
dude, that's gonna give Geno quite a few targets. I mean, DK, he's been good, but he's not great for that body type that he has. Like hearing all the body fat percentage he has, how big of a body he is, I mean, dude, he should be bullying corners, but he's the one that gets bullied. He
Yeah.
just can't contain his anger, unfortunately. So,
Yeah. And then
but this is
that's
gonna.
another reason why I'm happy about the Michael Mayer pickup, because they describe him as being an aggressive guy, and like he'll really fight for those contested passes.
Mm-hmm,
And after losing Darren Waller and Foster Moreau in the offseason, we
mm-hmm.
needed that big dude because he's he's 6'5", 250, so that's a big dude.
Yeah,
You're going out there for Garoppolo.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and that's like where I was going to kind of lead to next is Jimmy G, man. He's obviously up there in age. He's past his prime, man. I mean, honestly, I hate to say, but he might
Yeah.
perform a little bit better than Carr. Carr,
We'll just have to
I
we'll have
don't
to
know,
see.
man.
I saw that coming. Like when we benched Carr with 2 weeks left in the season, it's like I knew he
Yeah,
was gone, and then we all knew that Garoppolo and the Niners were done with each other after this year.
yeah.
Like he's going to come to Vegas. He's for sure coming to Vegas. And then I don't know. I'm hoping he stays healthy because we don't really have anybody to back him up that could come in and take over like they did with because like the Niners were lucky to have Brock Purdy turn out so well when Garoppolo went down for them last year.
I mean, we'll see how that plays out for them. Just because I mean, he may never even throw good again. He
Yeah,
probably just have a mediocre arm, but.
we'll have to wait and
Yeah,
see.
man. Yeah, so yeah, I mean everything like with all your picks, just I'm curious how you feel about them fitting in with all the parts. I mean, obviously Jimmy G, he's coming in, stepping up as a new quarterback this year.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys have the line to protect him, or would you have let seen some offensive linemen get picked up?
I mean, obviously they feel confident with the offensive line because we didn't take any offensive linemen in the draft.
Yeah.
So they must feel pretty confident with the guys that we have. I mean, Colton Miller's he's a pretty good guy. He protects the left side. So
Yeah.
because that's something that's been on my mind is the O-line going to be good enough to protect him and keep him healthy all year? Because if he goes down, we're going to be in a lot of trouble next year.
And because that's the thing, you guys also had the line. I mean, the Niners had the line last year to protect them. They have
still end up
a
getting
lot
hurt.
of key roles, and so that's where I was leading at with that is you guys have the line to protect him. How many times did Carr get sacked last year? Do you know?
Not off the top of my head. He got sacked a few times though last year.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Carr's not made of glass though.
Yeah, and
He's
that's kind of
there
Jimmy
was one
G's
time
issue.
in Carr's career where he got hurt and he missed a game. But yeah, it's kind of Jimmy G's issue is he gets hurt a lot. He's been hurt like twice in the last 3 years and missed a lot of games. Because they signed him to a 3-year deal, but they ended up when he showed up, they ended up restructuring the deal to where it's 1 year with the option of the other 2.
Gotcha.
So really, yeah, it's just kind of like, well, let's see how the season goes, kind of thing with Garoppolo.
Yeah. Well, so you guys picked in the third round. So your pick after the first two, we had Tyree Smith, and then you guys had Michael Mayer. But you guys also picked up at number 70. You guys picked up Byron Young from Alabama, defensive lineman. How are you feeling about that pick? I mean, Young, he was on a working man's defensive line in 2022. With Alabama. I mean that defensive line was nasty. I think he will actually be a rotational NFL defensive lineman. I mean, at least for now, right? Hey, did I lose you, bro? Daniel? I think we're having some technical issues. Yeah, so it looks like we have some technical issues. Daniel should be back in. But in the meantime, I want to just talk about our draft picks. I think we did really, really well in this draft and are really happy with what we produced with those. And it's going to be an exciting year. Now I got Daniel joining back in. Let's get him back on the camera. All right, bro. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened there. It just my screen went like black, and I had a buffering thing.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So yeah, I was mentioning at the third round, number 7 over 70.
Oh, Byron Young out of Alabama, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, dude, he definitely was on a working defensive line like back in 2022. Nasty defensive lineman, defensive line. For right now, I mean, with how you guys have your defensive line, I think he will just be a rotational player. And you could correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think that's a good point. I think they'll bring him in key situations because in the combine and the scouting reports, they described him as a big like run stop guy. So if they're in a situation where it's like second and short, third and short, where like you expect there to be a run, it's probably where he'll get rotated in and fit into the system. Because what is he? He's took some notes. Yeah, because he's 6'3", almost 300 pounds. So he's going to be key for stopping that run, and that's probably the big reason why they picked him up.
Yeah, no, I definitely think he will be good for rotational. You want to keep those young guys kind of healthy and not get them banged up right away.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
especially in that conference.
Every play, but they'll put him in key situations where they're confident. Oh, this is going to be a run or like a short pass, and really put him in there to be effective against putting some pressure on and stopping the run.
Yeah, especially I mean in that division. I mean you got the Chiefs. I mean we don't know how Denver's going to be, and then you got the Chargers. But that division is tough. I mean it doesn't matter what team that is. So.
Oh yeah, especially when you got to face Patrick Mahomes twice a year.
Exactly.
I mean, I hate seeing how good the Chiefs are, but they are that good. Patrick Mahomes is going to be a Hall of Famer for sure, and yeah, we got to get some pressure on him. But he doesn't shake up easily, so we'll see what goes down with which is why a lot of Raiders fans are like, hey, we need to fix this defense. We really need to fix this defense because if we want to contend with the Chiefs, we got to be able to stop that high-powered offense.
You got to still also be able to stop Denver and LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because those teams are mysterious.
Russell Wilson, he had a pretty bad year last year, but when you're bringing in a head coach like Sean Payton, that's not going to happen 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. So now the Broncos are back in the mix with contending.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, our defense is really going to need to step it up because we're facing 3 high-powered offenses twice a year.
No, definitely. And then you guys also picked, I mean, a couple picks after that about you guys picked in the third round at 100. You guys got a pick from the Giants.
In the Darren Waller trade, Trey Tucker, the wide receiver at Cincinnati. I didn't get that pick at all, and I'm not really liking it. Like, the fan pages and the Raiders themselves are talking about how fast he is. It's like, well, we got 10 other guys before that pick that are wide receivers. Mm-hmm. And so the talk is kind of like he's going to be a return specialist, not really somebody on the offensive line trying to catch balls and touchdowns. But again, when you have 10 other receivers already on your roster, there's plenty of people who could fit that role. And it just felt like a wasted pick to me because there's just too many receivers. They're all obviously not going to make the team. and you're basically just drafting this guy for his speed, and you gave up Darren Waller for nothing.
Yeah, I he's 5'9", 182 pounds.
Yeah,
at receiver, man, that's just, I mean, either he's going to be fast or he's just not going to produce, right? But I mean, dude, in 4 years, he's only had 112 catches while playing at Cincinnati.
Yeah, he didn't really. And he ran a 4.41 40-yard dash. So I mean, that's pretty quick. But even still, yeah, no, he didn't. He had some highlights with Cincinnati, but he wasn't, balling out like you'd expect a wide receiver to.
Yeah, no, I've seen some footage, man. It's confusing to me. Obviously,
yeah, I really didn't understand that pick. Yeah, I really didn't understand that pick, and so it's like we traded Darren Waller for this guy, and he doesn't even fit a need on the team.
Yeah. Then after that, I mean, you guys picked in the 4th round, number 135, via a pick from the Patriots. Yeah. You guys got Aiden O'Connell from Purdue.
I really don't like that pick either.
Why is that?
Well, because we traded away. We came into the draft with 12 picks, and we traded 2 of them away to move up in the 4th round to draft Aiden O'Connell from Purdue. And like the scouting report is like he's not deep ball accurate. He's a pocket passer. He has very below average mobility. He's average arm strength, and he tends to stare at his target, which gives linebackers the ability to pick him off pretty easily. So this guy's a career backup. What do we need a career backup for? Like, why are we trading up into the 4th round, throwing away 2 picks to get an below average guy at quarterback to back up Jimmy G?
Yeah.
When they also signed what's his name, Brian Hoyer, in the free agency. Yeah. So what was the point of doing all that?
I mean, maybe it'll work out because, I mean, Hoyer's been in the league, passed around many times. But
that's the only thing I can think of is like they brought him in to be competition for Hoyer to see who's going to be the better backup. Even still, like, did we really need to trade away 2 picks to the Patriots to get back into the 4th round to draft this guy?
Yeah, it was. That's kind of strange. I mean, maybe Hoyer will mentor him.
Maybe
just kind of like
even still. Yeah, that quarterback and wide receiver picks, I really just don't understand those, and I really don't like those picks.
Yeah, no, it's very questionable. I mean, even from my end looking in, I'm just like, I don't get it. I mean, just because like you guys aren't a complete team, man. Like let's be real honest. And
like we got a lot of holes to fix on that defense, especially. And honestly, like we're talking about the offensive line earlier. Like it could be, the offensive line could be better because Carr was getting sacked quite a bit last year, and you don't want that for Garoppolo, who's injury prone. So why not take defensive guys and pick up some offensive linemen in the late rounds to protect Jimmy G?
Yeah, no, that's what I kind of would have done at 7. I would have definitely taken a lineman. I mean,
yeah, for
sure. You guys didn't need a defensive guy. You guys definitely needed a lineman, but I mean, we're just fans. We're looking in.
We're fans. We're on the outside looking in.
But I don't follow the Raiders, and I mean, I could see what we do with the Seahawks. We see what Pete and John do, and they're a crazy combination, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, but nobody predicted
I'll tell you what, I really like your what was it? I think it's the 5th round, the end of the 5th round pick, 154. That center you guys got in Michigan.
Yeah, dude's a beast.
He's gonna be a steal. He's gonna be a steal.
Yeah, I mean, you seen. I'm trying to get him on the podcast too, man. Kind of.
Yeah, I saw you're trying to get all these guys out there.
Yeah,
it'd be cool if someone came.
Well, he viewed my story. Did
he?
And yeah, dude, he did. Cool. So maybe he'll go through his messages in a week or so because he's getting blown up on him. And the draft just ended.
Doing all kinds of craziness right now, trying to get ready.
So
with their new team in City.
Yeah, so no, I am pretty happy about that pickup, just because we need a center. But we also signed that kid from the Lions, so somebody might get moved over, or
probably.
We'll see what happens. But we have Charles Cross and Abe Lucas returning back, and they were they were studs last year. So
oh yeah, Cross is a good pickup last year.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't predict us to be in the playoffs, man. And I kind of had to tell Sam I didn't see Gino being bad. I mean, we've seen what he was able to produce the year before that when Russ went down. And I was like, man, Gino has it, and the preseason came and I'm like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah,
it's preseason.
I thought for sure Locke was going to be the starter for you guys at the beginning of the season just because of how preseason was going. But then they put in Gino, and he balled out last year.
No, he did. It was crazy. But making the playoffs, I mean, I was at that last game of the year with Sam where we beat the Rams, and then we're sitting there just waiting, man. I come home
hoping for the Lions to beat the Packers to squeak in at number 7. Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing, man. Fabi, she's like starting to learn football and things like that and getting into it. And we sat there that night and I'm like, listen, we need to watch this game. If the Packers lose, we're in. And she understood that goal. But anybody that knows football knows that the Lions the last couple of years are not going without a fight. They've been a tough team, man. Even
they've been tough, and they were on in the second half of the season last year too.
Yeah,
because they were trying to make a playoff push too. But even though they knew they weren't going in, they went into that game saying, "Hey, if we're not going, the Packers aren't going." And they went out in swinging, fighting, and they took the Packers down and ended their season right there.
Yeah, I mean, we played them 2 years ago. It was after that snowy game against Chicago. I was at that game with Sam, and dude, it was like 40. I think it was like 44-52. Man, it was such a smash mouth game.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, the moral of that is, just sitting there, getting enjoy going to the playoffs and seeing the team that everybody counted out, even our own fan base, even some diehards,
Yeah,
just counted us out.
Yeah, I saw some diehards and they're like, hoping for the best, but they weren't too hopeful about what was coming. And I get that because I'm a diehard Raiders fan. I'm really hoping for the best next year, but I'm also I'm being real and I'm being optimistic when I talk about the situation with the Raiders. It's wait and see. I hope for the best. I hope my doubts are wrong, but be real. It's a little worried about Garoppolo staying healthy all year and whether or not you can actually have the success he's had with San Francisco when he first got there with us.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely my concern. It's cool to see him get a chance at a starting job and whatnot. Just all about him staying healthy. That's always the one thing, is that I would have loved to see you guys pick up Baker Mayfield at least. That probably would have been.
Yeah. No kidding. Somebody young.
Yeah. I mean, he's not
He's
bad.
with Tampa Bay now, isn't he?
He is. Yeah. I would have, like I said, I would have loved to seen him go there at least, or even Rodgers, man. Rodgers, I know was
yeah, there was a lot of Raider fans hoping that we'd push to get Aaron Rodgers over.
Yeah, I have a buddy that's a Raiders fan, and the one you met at the Christmas party. And
yeah.
He wanted Rodgers. He wanted Jackson too, but Jackson ended up just re-signing with the Ravens. So yeah. So man, those were like your first couple picks. I mean, after that, you guys had, a couple.
Yeah, after we went defense heavy after that. We finally took a corner after Trey Tucker right before O'Connell with out of Maryland. He's a fast kid, but he's kind of short and he's only 5'11". Well, that's not short, but he's like only 188. So we'll see what he does. But yeah, our secondary's just been trash for years, and that was a concern coming into the draft. And a lot of Raider fans are just like, why do we wait so late into the draft to start addressing that secondary? Because first secondary pick we took was 104, Bennett out of Maryland, and then we ended up taking Christopher Smith from Georgia at 170.
Yeah, you guys didn't have many picks this year.
We had 9 total.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That's another reason why I'm mad about trading 2 picks to New England to get a career backup quarterback out of Purdue.
Yeah.
We could have used those picks to boost up our secondary and get some, get some help out there. But
yeah. Have you looked at your schedule for next year?
A little bit.
So I actually got it pulled up here. Are you one of those people that goes like week by week, or do you like to kind of predict?
Well, anything can happen.
I'm thinking I'm losing you there again, bro.
Oh, I just almost dropped my laptop.
Oh, we're losing some connection there. So while we wait for Daniel to get back on, because he might have some connection issues, they got a pretty strong schedule this year. Their 2023 away opponents are the Broncos, Kansas City, LA Chargers, obviously those three being in the same division. Then they have the Jets, Green Bay Packers, which those two teams are going to be kind of a mystery. We don't know how they're going to work together without Rodgers and with Rodgers. The Green Bay Packers, obviously. So New England Patriots, the Vikings, the Steelers, and the Giants. Those are all some mysterious teams over there on that side of the ball. And then you got Denver for their home game or away games. They're going to be Denver, Kansas City, LA Chargers, obviously, Chicago Bears, which they've been rebuilding around Justin Fields, the Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, Detroit Lions, and Indianapolis Colts. It's gonna be some fun ball, that's for sure. I wonder if Daniel's gonna come back on. We'll give it a couple more moments here and see how everything turns out. But actually, there he is. All right, he's coming back on. All right, bro. Looks like I lost you again.
Yeah, I switched over to my phone. I don't know what's going on with my laptop.
No worries, man. So I was just kind of talking about your guys' schedule. We're gonna round it out.
Okay.
You know, with your schedule. So right now, I mean, looking at your home opponents, you obviously got you got the Broncos, the Chiefs, and the Chargers, right? That's obviously a given. Now you guys got the Jets and Green Bay Packers, which are going to be a mystery, right? Just because you don't know how they're going to be playing without Rodgers in Green Bay, and then how it's going to be with the Jets with Rodgers on the team.
Right.
And then you got
and those are the kind of games where I look at the schedule and I see it's we got to see how they start off. Yeah, because those are just question marks. You don't know how well they're going to do. Because like everyone, when Russell Wilson got traded out of Seattle, they thought Denver was just going to ball out last year, and then they ended up doing terrible, and he didn't look so good. So those are the kind of games and situations where you just kind of have to wait and see how they come out and perform in these situations like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's I think we got a Favre 2.0 with Rodgers over there in New York.
Oh yeah,
I just don't see it working out.
Nah,
but I think Jordan Love might be their guy over in Green Bay. I mean, they were really set on him. And, yeah, I mean, I think they really wanted him until Rodgers threw his little fit out there in Green Bay. What was it? Last year?
Yeah,
the year that he got drafted.
He got drafted 2-3 years ago.
See, and so, I think
he's been sitting back there for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean he's learning from Rodgers, and so I mean Rodgers is
he had to go. Jordan Love actually had to go in their game against Philadelphia this last year, and he led them to a victory. So he could be pretty good next year for the Packers,
for sure. Then you guys got New England at home next year, which New England.
Oh, we got New England again next year, really?
Yeah. You guys got the Vikings, which are always, I mean, they're tough too, man. They're a playoff team. The Steelers, they're still trying to find themselves out, if you ask me.
They are.
The Giants. Then the Giants. That'll be your home games for the year.
Okay.
So, I mean, that, I'd say, it's kind of hard to give like an estimate. It is a tough schedule. And then your away games are going to be the Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers, obviously. Chicago Bears, which they just started building around Justin Fields. They're planning for him to be the future quarterback. That's their guy. You got the Bills, who obviously are a tough team.
Oh, very tough.
Miami was
Miami
pretty
was a
good
playoff
last
team
year,
last
man.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Detroit, obviously, how we talked about was they're a tough team, man. They ain't gonna just end out,
I think
letting
they're going to
anybody
win
run
the
over them.
NFC North next year.
You think so?
I think so.
It's gonna be a tough one though. They're gonna battle hard though.
Yeah, they're going to battle hard. If they play like they did in the back half of this last season all year long, I think they're going to win it.
For sure. And then the last one would be the Colts. That rounds out your guys' away games. I think the Colts, I want to say a for sure W, man, but I'm not
I was
sure.
surprised they took Anthony Richardson at number 4.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to go quarterback. I didn't think it was going to be Anthony Richardson, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be an Andrew Luck, but
no.
Yeah, man. But they went kind of early with him. I would have took Will Levis. He's got the arm, build around him.
Yeah, that's who I thought they were going to take.
Yeah, build around him, get him a line around him, get him some receivers. You got yourself a Peyton Manning. I mean, the dude's got an arm.
Yeah, he's got an arm. He can throw it deep.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, he'll get eaten up over in Tennessee. I hate to say it.
Yeah, he's gonna take over for Tannehill at some point this season, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Because Malik Willis is not the guy. That's a given. And they traded. No. I think they traded a first rounder for him.
Didn't they? No, they drafted him last year.
Yeah, they traded somebody to get him. I think in the first round is what I meant.
I don't think it was a first rounder because it was a pretty late pick.
Oh, was he? Okay, I thought my friend said
if
something.
If I recall correctly, I know they drafted him last year. It wasn't. I think he was like a 4th round pick.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna look into that. But yeah, I mean that's that, bro. I mean we kind of hit a mark a little bit. I'm gonna go spend some time with Fabi, eat some dinner.
All right.
But I thought I'd bring you on, man. Chat some football. Chat your guys'.
Yeah, this is fun. It's cool. Thanks for bringing me on.
Yeah, man. For sure. I'll have to bring you on for some guests in the future. Throw me some names who you want me to bring on for a future podcast. And if I can make it happen, we'll have to bring you on as a co-host. So.
All right. Sounds good to me. I look forward to it.
All right, bro. Good luck this season, man.
Yeah. Good luck.
All right, bro. See you, man.
All right. See you.